In the land where a god was foretold to return, a place where devils' fire now burn. From mortal life she made her climb, a maiden so fair and with justice in mind, destined to shine a righteous light, to comfort those who could not fight against the evil that threatens the good. With faith and shield as protector she stood, leading the knights in the shining crusade, fighting the tyrant with heart and with blade. Reaching the starstone, the gods took heed. Her soul divine, her scent complete. From knight to herald of Eridan's grace, in the fight for justice she takes her place. We are your servants, loyal and true, defying the wicked in all that we do. A world of good is our noble quest. Iomedae guides us, we're all truly blessed.
For victory, for the heart.
For victory, for the heart.
For victory. I can agree to that. But songs of Iomedae won't help us tomorrow.
She will help.
Yeah, so you say. I'll believe it when I see it.
Dame Valorine, I've polished your armor, and your horse is fed and now resting. All is prepared for tomorrow.
Thank you, Lanced. Remember your prayers and get some rest.
Thank you, Dame Valorine, but I'm not sure I'll be able to sleep. I feel as if an illness is upon me.
That's called nerves, boy.
Come, let me have a look at you.
Yes, Dame Valorine.
Please, Lanced. Madam will do for the evening.
Yes, madam.
I think Corey is right. It's the fear of tomorrow's battle that has gotten to you. My spell detects no illness.
I suppose so, madam.
Sit, young squire, and calm your nerves by our side.
Thank you, madam. I do fear tomorrow.
The Worldwound is a place where evil stands strong. But remember, we have over 300 warriors at our side, nearly half of whom are knights of Iomedae.
And with Valorine as your knight, young squire, I wouldn't worry too much.
I would. Tomorrow you'll see a demon for the first time, and you'll know fear like never before.
Even so, young squire, you shall stand strong, for a light shall shine in the midst of the dark chaos, as we wield the power of Iomedae and smite down our enemies.
That's right. Even Corey here will feel the touch of the goddess, and he'll have more faith than he could ever imagine.
We'll see.
I have hope for you yet, Sellsword.
You are brave, madam. Tomorrow I only have to stay at the outskirts of the battle, ready with your horse, but still the fear grips me already. You will be in the fray, fighting pure evil, and yet you seem fearless. I don't know if I could ever be so brave.
Don't be too hard on yourself, boy. You're a squire. You're learning. Me and Valorine were both like you once. In time, you should become a holy knight yourself.
And what a great knight you'll be. Once the light of Iomedae fills your soul, fear will become a distant memory. We do not fear the demons fear us.
You're an inspiration, madam. As are you, Sir Jalfor. I wish I didn't feel so weak.
Recite the acts before you sleep. It will give you courage and lessen your fear.
Yes, madam.
Well, in that case, I'd like to hear them as well.
You fear the morrow as well, Sir Corey?
By the gods, of course. Not all of us are holy knights. I've got a whole list of things that scares me, and fighting demons is somewhere at the top of that list.
Then why do you do it?
Because he's brave, and because he has a good heart.
The church pays well. Are you gonna recite the acts or not, boy?
Madam?
Go ahead, Lanced.
The acts of Iomedae were 11 acts of valor performed by her while she was still a mortal. Some when she was a champion of Erasni, during the time Erasni was a herald of Aradin, and some after Erasni had been killed by the Whispering Tyrant, when Iomedae was a paladin of the last Aslanti.
Yes, but what are the acts? I trust you've studied them?
I have, madam. The first act of Iomedae was when she freed members of her circle from the spawn of Lamashtu Nakorshormund Skullet, freeing them from an otherwise eternal slumber.
What's her circle?
The church is organized into circles. The head of these circles is known as the First Sword Knight of Iomedae, who commands the first circle of 14 Second Sword Knights. Each of these, in turn, commands another circle, and so forth.
Her second act was to defeat a coven of Garundi witches called the Pallet Sisters, who had been terrorizing the city of Senkor. She did so without ever drawing a blade, using diplomacy as her weapon. The third act was when she defeated Sigruchin. Riding on a griffin, she cut the wings from the self-proclaimed king of Barrowwood and slew him in his falling crater. Her fourth act was...
What happened between the third and fourth act?
The crusade. The Shining Crusade began.
Good, Lanced. Continue.
Her fourth act was at the second battle of Incarthen, when she with prayer to Erasni and heartfelt words took command of a regiment of mortally wounded knights and held back a wave of wraiths through the night until reinforcements arrived at dawn. In her fifth act, she smote the Lord of Morgs, Erum Hel, at the Battle of Three Sorrows, crippling him and sending him fleeing to the Darklands. As the sixth act, she reforged her sword that had been broken by the magic of the Whispering Tyrant himself. She did so with prayer and righteous ire. The reforged sword is now known as Heart's Edge. The seventh act was when she called upon the undying light of the Starstone to drive back a horde of sea ghouls that threatened to overrun the city of Absalom.
Aye, on that very site is built the 7th Church of Iomedae.
And the eighth act?
Her eighth act was one of redemption, as she convinced the undead grave knight known as the Black Prince to throw himself on his own sword as punishment for his evil deeds. His soul was redeemed, and he was allowed to be judged by the Lady of Graves and pass on to Axis. In her ninth act, she gave 9 drops of her blood to the vampire mage Basilov. He had required the drops as a payment for releasing 9 righteous knights that he held as prisoners. While he did release them, he immediately tried to recapture them, and Iomedae and the knights were forced to slay him. Her 10th act was when she ruled the city of Cantaria in Chiliax for a year and 1 day, while its lord was missing. The city prospered while she was in charge, despite constant attacks by shape-changing horrors whom she battled.
I've been there, you know.
In Cantaria?
Yes, and I've seen her house, where she used to live.
Her actual home?
Former home, yes.
That's amazing. What was her former home like, madam?
Modest.
Of course. If I survive this cursed place, I hope to go and see it myself someday.
And the last act, Last?
The 11th and last act of Iomedae was when she threw her cloak before her at the pit of the Starstone Cathedral, transforming it into a firm walkway across the gap. She entered the cathedral and took the test of the Starstone, gaining a spark of divinity. Aradin took notice of her and her deeds and made her his herald. When he died, Iomedae inherited many of his followers, and that is why she is known as the Inheritor.
Well done, Lanced. Your studies are going well.
Thank you, madam.
Do you think you can rest now?
I am more at ease, but if it's all right with you, madam, I'd like to stay here by the fire until you retire yourself.
Very well. Here, lie down.
Thank you, madam.
So the myth of these deeds.
There are no myths of Iomedae, Sellsword. She's too young of a goddess for myths to have taken hold.
True. The acts of Iomedae are legends from before she became a goddess. They are the foundation of her holy book. The acts. They are examples of the greatness that can be found in mortals if they follow the path of the inheritor.
And what kind of path is that?
It's a path of honor, something the goddess embodies like none other.
Honor?
Yes, honorable behavior from each individual in their daily lives, and honor on the battlefield.
And how exactly does honor manifest in bloody war?
In many ways. A champion of Iomedae does not leave a companion behind, as has been taught to us through her first act.
And what if it's certain death trying to save your friend?
If my companion sacrifices him or herself for a greater good, such as to save others, it is a willing sacrifice, and it shall be honored.
And what if your companion is simply overrun by demons?
There is no honor or victory in charging into battle against unbeatable odds. But if I can save my companion, I shall do all in my power to do so, or die by his or her side. I would rather die with honor than live with dishonor.
Am I your companion?
Yes, Corey, you are.
Well, that's good to know. But if any of you are being torn apart by demons, don't expect me to stay and die by your side.
Don't you worry, Sellsword. We know honor isn't your strong side.
Honor can be taught, Corey. But already you have bravery in your heart. You are closer to the goddess than you think.
How so?
She's the goddess of valor. I saw how you fought the demons at the Battle of Gundrun. You showed great valor.
I was fighting for my life, out of fear.
Yet you did not cower. You fought despite your fear. That's bravery. That's valor.
I too think you're brave, Sir Corey, for going into battle tomorrow.
Thanks, boy. But you praise me too much.
There are other ways you align with the inheritor as well. You respect Queen Galfrey, do you not?
Of course.
And me? You respect me as your commander, do you not?
Well, yes. I may be a sellsword, but I'm still a soldier.
Precisely. You respect and honor the chain of command and the structure of rulership.
I do.
Well, Iomedae is the goddess of rulership.
You all right, boy?
Yes, I just feel a little sick.
Nerves, I tell you. They're good to have. Keeps you on your toes.
Nonetheless, I will not fail you tomorrow, madam.
I know you won't, Lanced. Tomorrow will be a glorious battle where evil will be struck down by the light of good, and our banner shall be raised high as if it was the sword of valor.
The sword of valor. Is that what you call your sword?
No, the sword of valor is Iomedae's crimson banner, which she carried into battle during the Shining Crusade. I named my sword Purity.
What of normal folk? Those who will never experience the so-called glory of battle in the fight against evil. Who are not soldiers, priests, or holy knights. Where is their place in the eyes of the inheritor?
The common folk, those of pure hearts, still help make the world a better place through their everyday deeds. Being good to one's family and friends, fair to strangers, and respecting the laws of the land are all ways to do so. People who pay lip service to Iomedae and avoid temptation and speak out against evil are right-minded and on the right track. Of course, they are children in the spiritual sense, and they look to the church for heroes to reshape the world into a better form. If you have true devotion to the inheritor, you don't just speak out against evil, you actively fight it, even if it means putting yourself in harm's way. But she understands that most people aren't fit to be holy warriors and just wants to live a normal life. And she of course knows of the suffering many mortals endure. You have to remember that Iomedae is the youngest of the major gods, and she became a god by taking the test of the Starstone. Her empathic sense of human frailty and the cost of oppression is strong. She demands that her temples be safe haven for the weak and downtrodden. The church have on many occasions inspired those who came to the church for refuge to become great warriors.
Close your eyes, boy. Try to relax.
Will I go to heaven if I die tomorrow, madam?
I'm certain that you will arrive in her realm on Proelera when it is your time, Lanced.
But that's not gonna be tomorrow, boy. Close your eyes. Rest.
Don't you adhere to any of the gods, Sellsword?
I pray to many of the gods. To Desna for luck, Aristil for prey when I hunt, to Abadar for wealth.
All gods that share many values with the inheritor. Perhaps you do belong among the Lady of Valor's ranks.
Perhaps. If it pays well, and I don't have to die trying to save some crazy knight.
I nearly forgot. The honor is still missing.
As I said, honor can be taught. I have hope for you yet, Sellsword.
But is there hope, madam?
There's always hope, Lanced.
What hope was there for the Sarkorians, whose lands now are the home to the demons?
Boy's got a point.
It is not for me to answer, young squire. The fate of those that have been lost are in the hands of the gods. It is now our duty to bring the demons who have stolen their lives and lands to justice.
And bring justice to the fallen.
And no one knows justice better than Iomedae.
No one. And we strive to become as she was in her immortal life. For an Iomedaean, the quest for justice is never ending.
And will there be justice for you if you die tomorrow?
What?
Listen, boy. Tomorrow is as frightening to me as to you. But would you stop scaring me more than necessary? Like Valorine said, we have hope.
Hope? There is no hope. Everyone's going to die.
Squire, mind your words. You are way out of order. If you wish to become a knight of the Inheritor, you will...
A knight of the Inheritor. That Chelish whore.
What? Lanced?
You won't die tomorrow. You'll die now.
Your souls are doomed.
He's possessed.
By Iomedae. It's an ambush. The demons are attacking the whole camp.
Join us, Corey.
Leave the boy alone, you bastard!
Begone, demon!
The boy suffers.
More demons are coming. We're being overrun. Valorine, we must retreat.
I will not lose my men!
You will all suffer.
Lance, Valorine, they're already lost. We must retreat and fight another day. We must warn the Queen. Let's go, Sellsword.
Corey, please.
Save me.
That's no longer Lanced.
It's hurting me, Corey. Please.
We've got to go. Now. There's no victory here.
Corey!
I can't leave him.
Gelthor, get word to the Queen of what has happened here.
Valorine, no. We can't.
I have chosen.
Well, then I stand by your side.
No, you must warn the Queen.
Where you go,
That's an order, knight.
Yes, Dame Valorine.
For victory and the heart.
And for Lanced. Greetings and thank you for watching. My name is Max and I'm the creator of the Tower of Tomes. I'm just one person creating these stories, from writing the script to the final cut. With the help of talented voice actors like my girlfriend, my sister, my children, and even myself, I create these videos out of sheer passion for tabletop role-playing and storytelling. If you like the content, liking, subscribing, and commenting does more than you know. It helps these stories reach more people, growing the channel and keeping it alive. If you'd like to go even further, check out the Tower of Tomes Patreon page. There will be a link in the description. There you can support the channel financially and find content you won't find anywhere else. Check out Echoes of the Fallen Tavern, an original Tower of Tomes adventure for Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition. Take your 3rd level party into the ruins of a collapsed tavern full of dangers. Link below as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lore and the story.